Good morning, family. Our encouragement for today is brought to us by Moses and the book of Exodus. I feel like I'm on Sesame Street, but it's all good. Yes, brought to us by Moses and the book of Exodus. Not a particular scripture or a specific scripture, but basically the entire book. And our thought for today is stay in position. In Exodus, God uses Moses to deliver, if you will. He uses Moses as the instrument by which the spiritual manifest in the natural, not for man's glory, but for God's glory. At the beginning of Exodus, God goes to Moses and says, I want you to deliver my people. I want you to go to Egypt, and I want you to talk to Pharaoh. And because of the position that I'm putting you in, I will be with you. Now, Moses, like a lot of us, has a whole lot of excuses. I can't talk too good, God. I got this stuttering problem. I can't do it. But as you look at that scripture and you go back in Moses's history, Moses, a Hebrew who was brought up in Pharaoh's palace by Pharaoh's daughter. So in essence, Moses was adopted into royalty. We won't go into that today. But at that particular time, if someone of note, or anybody for that matter, had some kind of deformity or learning disability, they really weren't allowed to stay in the palace. They were put away quietly, and nobody ever really talked about it. The fact that Moses was brought up in the palace all of his life tells me that Moses had the best education. He had the best communicators for teachers. He had the best speech classes. He had the best Hebrew classes. So Moses didn't have any type of speech impediment as he claimed to have. He was just trying to find an excuse to get out of position. The wonderful thing about it is he got in position. And because he stayed in position, got in position and stayed in position, an entire nation was delivered from bondage. Now, as you continue to go further and further, there are times when they got to the Red Sea and Moses had to extend his hands. He had to be in an uncomfortable position for the deliverance to happen. A little bit later on in, I believe it is chapter 17, once again, Moses was in an uncomfortable position. He had to have his hands raised because every time his hands were raised, the Israelites prevailed over the enemy. But every time his hands dropped, then the enemy prevailed or won, beat the Israelites. So even in the uncomfortable position, he had to stay there. And then when the people saw that when his hands were raised, they said, we win when he's in position. So let's help him stay in position. Encouragement number one, stay in position. Somebody is counting on you to stay in position. Their life depends on you staying in position, even when it is uncomfortable and you want to get out, you want to sit down, you want to rest, you want to go and do your own thing. Stay in position. For I believe it's in chapter 14. It is in chapter 14 when they're standing at the Red Sea. Had Moses not been in position, he would not have been able to declare and encourage the Israelites and say, these Egyptians that you see today, because I'm in position, I'm reading in between the lines now and giving a little paraphrase. But these Egyptians that you see today, because I'm in position, because I'm going to stay in position, and because I'm in position, I know that God is in position because he's put me in this position, and he promised not to leave me nor forsake me. And because he's in position, this enemy that you see right now, you will see never again, no more. Again, in chapter 17, God told Moses, as long as you stay in position, the enemy that you see right now, I'm going to wipe even the remembrance of them off the face of the earth. There will not be any history of them. There will not be any artifacts of them. I am going to wipe them off, all because one man stayed in position. So today, whatever you are facing, whatever's going on, as difficult as it may be, I encourage you, stay in position. There is a nation that is depending on you. For this enemy that you see today, as long as you stay in position, you will see never again, no more. God bless you. Make it a great day and enjoy the rest of your week.